Julie Z here from Navigate Your Fate, and welcome back to our card quadration series. Today is session number 8, where we will lay out the grand solar spreads for ages 70 through 79. Now, in between while we're shuffling, I'm going to do basic coverage of what the numbers mean. So grab that deck of cards, grab your Advanced Oracle Workbook, and let's get cracking. Well, last week when we left off, we were at age 69, so we should have a 3 of diamonds at the top of our deck, and we do. So let's flip our books over. Age 70, we'll be looking for a queen of diamonds next. Okay, just a refresher, we're going to take the top 3 cards for hearts, the next 3 cards for clubs, the next 3 cards for diamonds, and the last 3 cards for spades. And then you'll continue to take the top 3 cards per each pile, moving left to right, just like so. Okay, so I promised today we would do a basic primer on numbers. So if you have some numerology behind you, you probably already know this stuff. If this is new to you, then this is really how we apply the number portion of the card in our readings. So we have to start with age 0, or the number 0. Now, what's interesting about a 0 is it is nothing, but is everything at the same time. Oh, now a 1 card shuffle. So 1 card per pile after the 3, okay? So the 0 is actually represented by the Joker, whose birthday is on December 31st, and you'll find a couple of famous actors are in that period. And they make good actors because, again, a 0 is nothing and it's everything all at the same time. So it's like prior to creation, prior to an idea, what you have is a 0. It can become anything that it wants. It represents unmanifested potential, and basically is saying, you know, nothing yet has been chosen or selected. So it's also a very calm number, 0, because it doesn't identify with anything yet. Okay, Queen of Diamonds is what we're going to find in our Mercury position. Moving over to Mercury, Venus is an Ace of Clubs, Mercury, Mars, 9 of Diamonds, Mercury, Jupiter, King of Hearts, Mercury, Saturn, Queen of Clubs, Mercury, Uranus, 8 of Diamonds, Mercury, Neptune, 6 of Diamonds. Moving down into the Mercury position in the Venus row, 9 of Clubs, Mercury, Venus, 7 of Diamonds, Mercury, Mars, Ace of Diamonds, Mercury, Jupiter, Jack of Hearts, Mercury, Saturn, 6 of Spades, Mercury, Uranus, Jack of Clubs, and Mercury, Neptune is going to be a 2 of Hearts. Moving into Mars, Mercury with the Jack of Diamonds, Mars, Venus, 4 of Hearts, Mars, Queen of Spades, Mars, Jupiter, 10 of Diamonds, Mars, Saturn, 4 of Clubs, Mars, Uranus, 8 of Hearts, and Mars, Neptune, 8 of Clubs. Moving down into Jupiter with a 2 of Spades in the Mercury column. Jupiter, Venus is an Ace of Spades. Jupiter, Mars, 2 of Diamonds. Jupiter, Jupiter is a 5 of Diamonds. Jupiter, Saturn is a 5 of Hearts. Jupiter, Uranus, 3 of Diamonds, and Jupiter, Neptune is a 6 of Hearts. Into Saturn, Mercury with a 7 of Clubs. Saturn, Venus, 3 of Hearts. Saturn, Mars, 4 of Spades. Saturn, Jupiter, King of Clubs. Saturn, 9 of Hearts. Saturn, Uranus, 7 of Spades. And Saturn, Neptune, 10 of Clubs. Moving down into Uranus, Mercury with a 3 of Clubs. Uranus, Venus is a 6 of Clubs. Uranus, Mars, Jack of Spades. Uranus, Jupiter is a 10 of Spades. Uranus, Saturn is a 3 of Spades. Uranus, a 4 of Diamonds, and Uranus, Neptune, an 8 of Spades. Moving into Neptune, Mercury with a 2 of Clubs. Neptune, Venus, Ace of Hearts. Neptune, Mars, 5 of Spades. Neptune, Jupiter, Queen of Hearts. Neptune, Saturn, 5 of Clubs. Neptune, Uranus, 10 of Hearts, and Neptune, 9 of Spades. Moving up to the crown line in the Mars row Mars column is a 7 of Hearts. In the Jupiter column, the King of Clubs, and the Saturn column, King of Spades. And remember, when we pick up the deck, we start at the Mercury position and slide the card to the left, right on top of the deck. When we're done with that row, we move down and back over to Mercury and slide that card on top of the deck. Okay, so we talked about age 0. Now, 0, as we know, is nothing, but it encompasses everything all at the same time. So what happens after that is we move into the number 1. Number 1 is also represented by an ace. Number 1 is associated with Aries. And it can be a very selfish number for that reason, very concerned with the self. But the big thing about aces is they have the power of manifestation and creation. So you see, we came from that 0 that had nothing and everything at the same time. And the 1 is clinging on to something and it wants to create. So as a result, you'll find that 1s can be very restless. So if you have an ace in your spread, it could be a restless time for you because 1s tend to get pretty bored. They need to be out there creating and doing something new. So they can't sit still. They have a desire to do something and they've made a choice about what it is and they can get really impatient about it happening. Interestingly enough, aces are really great at starting projects, but maybe not so good at finishing them. Aces can be loners. They can be very private. Aces can have a difficulty in love because of that, right? But secretly, aces or 1s, they really do want love and partnership and companionship. But, you know, there's that self thing that they've got to deal with in order to make a relationship successful. So they have a little difficulty in love. They do seek perfection and they try to find their identity through their accomplishments. And if an ace will just accept who they are, you know, they'll be at peace with themselves. So what you want to take away from that, from number 1 or an ace, is the power of manifestation and creativity. Okay, so a 9 of diamonds should be what we find at age 71. And it is, a 9 of diamonds is what we've got there. So that will slip into our Mercury row in our Mercury position, in Venus a 2 of hearts, in Mars a 5 of diamonds, Jupiter 9 of spades, Saturn 10 of diamonds, Uranus 7 of clubs, and Neptune 3 of spades, moving into Venus with a 6 of diamonds in Mercury, 9 of hearts, Jupiter, Ace of hearts in Mars, Jack of hearts in Jupiter, 2 of spades in Saturn, 10 of hearts in Uranus, and an ace of clubs will go in Neptune. Moving down to Venus, Mercury, I'm sorry, this is Mars. Mars Mercury is a Jack of clubs. In Venus, we have a 10 of spades, Mars 8 of diamonds, Jupiter Queen of spades, Saturn 6 of hearts, Uranus 7 of hearts, and Neptune 8 of clubs. Moving back down into our Jupiter row in our Mercury column is a King of clubs, Venus 2 of clubs, Mars Ace of diamonds, Jupiter 3 of clubs, Saturn 5 of clubs, Uranus Queen of diamonds, and Neptune 3 of diamonds. Moving down into Saturn in the Mercury row, we've got our Mercury column, Jack of spades, in Venus a Queen of clubs. Why am I having a hard time talking? Mars 4 of hearts, Jupiter 8 of spades, Saturn 7 of diamonds, Uranus 8 of hearts, and Neptune 4 of spades. Moving down into Uranus Mercury with a King of diamonds, and Venus 2 of diamonds, Mars 10 of clubs, Jupiter Queen of hearts, Saturn Jack of diamonds, Uranus 5 of hearts, and Neptune with a 6 of clubs. Moving down into our last row in Neptune and Mercury, King of hearts, Venus 3 of hearts, Mars 4 of diamonds, Jupiter 9 of clubs, Saturn 4 of clubs, Uranus 5 of spades, and Neptune with a 6 of spades. Into our crown line, we'll find an Ace of spades, a 7 of spades, and a King of spades. Very, very interesting, the spades at the top there in the crown line. Okay, now remember, picking up our deck, we're going to move into the number 2. Now, the number 2 can be associated with Libra. When you think of a number 2, think about partnership and balance. So 2s are definitely looking for a counterpart without question. They're no longer alone like that number 1. So 2s can find themselves married for a long time or with someone for a long time, or they may go through these spells where they're single for a long time. Could go either way. But 2 is a number of balance, right? It's looking for a partnership. It's looking for that counterweight. 2s love companionship. They love people. They have a lot of friends, and as a result, you'll find that 2s are warm and friendly. They're very nice and sociable people in order to maintain that circle of people around them, right? So they happen to make people feel like they're wanted. They have a knack of helping people feel like they're very much loved. And the interesting thing about twos, though, is they're great at arguments. They're great at winning arguments. So be careful if you get into an argument with a two. But what's interesting in that is a two sometimes can't see past what they're saying or what they're arguing about, and as a result it can hinder the growth of a two if they can't have an open mind. So that's something to consider. Ultimately a two has to accept that they can see both sides of the extremes, and they shouldn't be looking for themselves and other people, but they should be looking for their happiness inside themselves. That would be the best advice I could give a two. Twos are really, really smart. And because they're always looking for partnership and they love to be in love, twos can also make people feel smothered. So that's an interesting piece about the two. Okay, so for age 72, we should have a 5 of diamonds, and we do. So let's go ahead and pop that into Mercury. Next will be an ace of clubs, 3 of clubs, 6 of spades, queen of spades, jack of spades, and a jack of diamonds. Look at that. Okay, then we've got a 3 of spades, 7 of diamonds, 3 of hearts, jack of hearts, king of clubs, 5 of spades, and a 2 of hearts. Moving down to the next row with a 10 of hearts, a queen of hearts, 7 of clubs, 8 of diamonds, 3 of diamonds, ace of spades, and an 8 of clubs. Moving down a row with an 8 of spades, king of hearts, ace of hearts, king of diamonds, 4 of clubs, 9 of diamonds, and a queen of diamonds. Down a row with our 10 of clubs, 10 of diamonds, 10 of spades. Wow, that's 3 10s in a row. 6 of clubs, 9 of hearts, 7 of hearts, and a 4 of hearts. Down a row with 7 of spades, ace of diamonds, 4 of spades, 9 of clubs, jack of clubs, 5 of clubs, and a 2 of diamonds. Down into our last row, 9 of spades, queen of clubs, 5 of hearts, 6 of diamonds, 6 of hearts, 4 of diamonds, and a 2 of spades. Up into that crown line, you'll find a 2 of clubs, 8 of hearts, and a king of spades. And that completes age 72. Let's go ahead and flip over to age 73. Our next shuffle, we'll be looking for a 3 of clubs. And funny enough, our next number is 3. Now, 3s can be associated with Gemini. They are a little bit like a 1 in that they want to create, but one of the bigger differences between a 3 and a 1 is a 3 would like some acknowledgement for its accomplishments. So when I think of a 3, I think of 2 words: conflict and creativity. So if you see a 3 in your spread and you're feeling a little bit stuck, the way around that is to get creative. Okay, so let's do our 3 card shuffle here into 4 piles. Okay, and then just the top 3. Okay, so if you see a 3 in your spread, it could feel like stagnation. And what I have found when I find 3s is that, again, to get creative with solutions on ways to get around that stagnation, creativity also may come from something like doing an art project or singing, dancing. I don't know, whatever you feel creative in, conversation, writing, whatever it is, can be a tool to get you out of stagnation. But it's stagnant because a 3, it's not time to settle. It's not time to settle down yet. A 3 is an idea machine as well, so peace can be a little bit of a challenge when you see a 3, or if you know a 3 person, because they're in that mode of creation and they feel restless. They're super versatile, really flexible in what they do and how they look at things. So, it's really great when you've got ideas. Find a person who's a 3 and bounce your ideas off of that 3. They need multiple things going on at once, which is why if you are a 3, it's great that you would have something like art, music, writing, something in order to balance out that stagnant energy. So, threes, they may not complete their ideas. Again, they're idea generators. And because of that, that can be the core of some self-dissatisfaction. There is that they come up with ideas, but they don't complete them. Threes also love romance. But they get bored, and it's possible they'll have affairs. So keep that in mind. They can be pretty complicated people. But ultimately, they need to express their creation to be happy. So when you're thinking of threes, think of conflict and think of creativity. All right, 3 of clubs is what we find at age 73. And so we'll put that in our Mercury spot. Next will be the 2 of hearts, King of diamonds, 2 of spades, 8 of diamonds, 10 of clubs rather, and a Jack of clubs, moving down into Venus with a Jack of diamonds, 9 of hearts, Queen of clubs, Jack of hearts, 8 of spades, 4 of diamonds, and an Ace of clubs. Down into Mars with a 5 of spades, 9 of clubs, Jack of spades, 7 of clubs, Queen of diamonds, 2 of clubs, and an 8 of clubs. Into Jupiter, you're going to find a 6 of clubs, 9 of spades, 3 of hearts, 7 of spades, 6 of hearts, 5 of hearts. I'm sorry, that is a diamond. That's 5 of diamonds, 9 of diamonds. Moving down into Saturn, a 4 of spades, Queen of spades, Queen of hearts, 2 of diamonds, 7 of diamonds, Ace of spades, and a 10 of spades. Next row will be an 8 of hearts, Ace of hearts, 4 of hearts, 6 of diamonds, 10 of hearts, 4 of clubs, and an Ace of diamonds. Into our last row, 6 of spades, 10 of diamonds, 5 of clubs, 3 of spades, 3 of diamonds, 5 of hearts, and a King of clubs. Moving up into the crown line, King of hearts, 7 of hearts, and a King of spades. Picking up our deck, starting at that Mercury row, sliding the card to the left on the top, and then down a line and repeating the process. Hey, let's talk about 4s. 4s are associated with the sign Cancer. When I think of 4s, I think of stability or instability. I think of security or insecurity. Like, think about this table I'm working on. It's got 4 legs on it. 4 legs hold up the whole load of the table. It's very secure. But if those 4 legs weren't there, the table would not be stable. So 4s have a lot to do with, 4s are about stability. 4s are also about the home. So keep that in mind, But 4 people, they're looking for security in others. And, other people around them, they feel it, They feel that 4 is looking for security. So they may feel protected. They may feel safe around a 4 because a 4 is always looking to maintain that security. 4s, they do that because, it comes from their fear of, losing that stability. So, they don't necessarily like change. Like a 3 likes, new stuff. And a 4, it just kind of wants to keep things stable and peaceful, right? They're excellent organizers. 4s are. That's stability. So if you ever need somebody to organize for you, look for a 4. They're very good at it. And, the thing with them is they get stability through hard work. And, just again, like the table legs, they're holding up this heavy load, or the 4 walls of a house are holding up a roof. They're very strong, they're very stable, and they want to keep it that way. So that requires hard work. And for that reason, they can have a little bit of a struggle mentality, that, 4s can struggle a little bit with their mentality. So keep that in mind with 4s. Really, it's stability or instability on the low side. Okay, age 74, we should have a King of diamonds. Woohoo! And we do. I always get happy when I see the right card where it's supposed to be. So in the Mercury row, King of diamonds, Ace of clubs, 7 of spades, King of clubs, 7 of clubs, 4 of spades, and a 10 of hearts. Moving down a row with a Jack of clubs, 7 of diamonds, 10 of diamonds, Jack of hearts, 6 of clubs, 5 of hearts, and a 2 of hearts. Down into Mars with a 4 of diamonds, 6 of diamonds, 10 of clubs, Jack of spades, 9 of diamonds, King of hearts, and an 8 of clubs. Moving down into Jupiter, 2 of diamonds. That's a lot of diamonds. 2 of diamonds in Mercury, 6 of spades, Queen of clubs, 8 of hearts, 3 of diamonds, 3 of clubs, and a 5 of diamonds. Oh, all the diamonds coming out. Moving down into Saturn with a 4 of hearts, 8 of diamonds, 9 of clubs, ace of diamonds, 9 of hearts, 2 of clubs, and a queen of hearts. Uranus with a 7 of hearts, 3 of hearts, 10 of spades, 3 of spades, 5 of spades, 6 of hearts, and an ace of hearts. Well, what do you want when all the diamonds are up there? Moving down a row, 2 of spades, queen of spades, 4 of clubs, Jack of diamonds, queen of diamonds, 5 of clubs, and an 8 of spades. Moving up into our crown line, you're going to find a 9 of spades, an ace of spades, and a king of spades. Hey, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool right there. Okay, so let's go ahead and pick up this deck. And then we are going to talk about, I guess it's time to talk about 5s, isn't it? Because we just talked about 4s. Now 5s are a departure from 4s, because 4s, they want that stability, they want that security, and a 5 is really kind of the opposite. So the 5 comes from the 4. It's already had its stability. It's already had, you know, everything it needs to feel secure. So the 5, kind of like the 1 and like the 3, let's flip our books. Sorry about that. Let's flip over to page 75 so we know what we're, or age 75, so we know we're looking for a 7 of spades, okay? So a 5 here is going to be an adventurer. So, you know, they've broken out of that stability, and now they want something different and new. They thrive on change. 5 is a very restless card. It might be the most restless of them all. So as a result, generally 5s aren't the most marriageable cards in the deck because of that, because they're always changing and moving and shucking and jiving. So keep that in mind with 5s. You know, when I think about 5s, I think of change, movement, travel. It doesn't necessarily mean an ending. It just means that there's movement. 5 symbolizes the number of man and humans on Earth. So it's a, you know, one of those cards or numbers where we're seeking to expand ourselves. And, you know, 5s can be risk takers. Like, they're willing to put it on the line to have that new experience. They're willing to take some risks in order to have some adventure and have some fun. But the key word really with a 5 is freedom. You cannot fence in a 5. A 5 needs to be free. So keep that in mind. And, you know, they're always reaching for growth because, again, they're moving out of that stability from a 4. They want change, you know, and the thing is with a 5 is, you know, accepting who they are, you know, so they may have different relationships, different jobs, move around a lot. And you know what? That comes because they're a 5, and that's just who they are. And that's okay. It's just all of us need to seek some balance, right? No matter what our card is. So if you're a 5, just remember it's okay if you move around a lot. You're supposed to. 7 of spades. Excellent. Okay, that'll go into our Mercury spot, followed by a 2 of hearts, 8 of hearts, 8 of spades, Jack of spades, 4 of hearts, and a 5 of spades. Moving down into Venus with a 10 of hearts, 9 of hearts, Queen of spades, Jack of hearts, 2 of diamonds, 5 of clubs, and an ace of clubs. Down into Mars, 5 of hearts, 3 of spades, 4 of spades, 10 of clubs, 5 of diamonds, 9 of spades, and an 8 of clubs. Into Jupiter, we find an ace of diamonds, 2 of spades, 10 of diamonds, 7 of hearts, Queen of diamonds, King of diamonds, and a 3 of clubs. Into Saturn, 10 of spades, 7 of clubs, 6 of diamonds, ace of hearts, 7 of diamonds, King of hearts, and a 9 of clubs. Moving down a row with an ace of spades, Queen of clubs, and Queen of hearts, Jack of diamonds, 4 of diamonds, 3 of diamonds, and a 3 of hearts. Into our last row, King of clubs, 8 of diamonds, 6 of hearts, Jack of clubs, 9 of diamonds, 4 of clubs, and a 6 of clubs. Completing our crown line is a 6 of spades, 2 of clubs, and a king of spades. All right, let's pick up our decks And we are going to move on to age 76, which I will flip the book here in just a moment. And oddly enough, talking about the number 6. When I think about the number 6, there's one word that comes to my brain, and that word is karma. So karma, accumulation of our past doings coming to their fruition. So if you've acted within your integrity, you should expect good things. If you have acted outside of your integrity, it may be time to pay the piper. Age 76, we're going to be looking for an 8 of hearts at the top of the deck there. So another word that I think of when I hear 6, not only do I think of karma, but I also think of the word fate. And you can see that they're kind of intertwined. They're a little bit tied together. So like if you see a 6 coming up in your reading, it could be a very profound time because it may be fated. You may be figuring out your life purpose. You may be, having a major change in life, a divorce or a new job or moving. I mean, who knows what. So, but the point of the 6 is it's bringing everything back into balance. 6 is a very spiritual number. So, it inherently knows things. And because of that, it's a psychic card. And it can become complacent, or a 6 person can be a little bit complacent. It's a peacemaker's card. And they can avoid risk taking, unlike the 5, is because they know that karma is there and it's coming. They've got like this little voice within them, that kind of keeps them in check. Of course, the other cards in somebody's spread will determine whether they're going to fall in integrity or outside of it. But really, 6s crave peace. And so they can get annoyed with loud noises, loud people. They like to have some peace and quiet. They're concerned with justice and fairness, all the things that go around with karma. And so when you see that card coming up, it could mean payback. If it's in, one of the auspicious positions. But it could also mean that, the things that are coming to you or that are due to you, if it's in a good position, are going to come to you. It covers all areas of life too. So a 6 is not just, related to, love or home. It really covers everything. So, the low side is you're getting, payback. It's time to pay the piper. And the high side may be that you're finding your purpose in life. And the big thing for 6s is to just learn their responsibility. If that makes sense, because, whatever they give out, they're going to get back. So when you see a 6, think of karma and think of fate. Do we have an 8 of hearts? We do. Excellent. So that will go into Mercury, followed by an ace of clubs, 7 of hearts, 6 of clubs, 10 of clubs, 10 of spades, and a 4 of diamonds. Moving down a row with a 5 of spades, 7 of diamonds, 8 of diamonds, jack of hearts, ace of diamonds, 4 of clubs, and a 2 of hearts. Moving down a row, 5 of clubs, jack of diamonds, 4 of hearts, 4 of spades, 3 of clubs, 6 of spades, 8 of clubs. Moving down with an ace of hearts, king of clubs, queen of spades, ace of spades, 9 of diamonds, 7 of spades, and a king of diamonds. Queen of hearts, jack of spades, 3 of spades, 3 of hearts, 9 of hearts, 9 of spades, and a 6 of diamonds. Down a row with a 2 of clubs, 10 of diamonds, 9 of clubs, jack of clubs, 5 of hearts, queen of diamonds, and a queen of clubs. Moving down with an 8 of spades, 7 of clubs, 3 of diamonds, 10 of hearts, 5 of diamonds, 6 of hearts, and a 2 of diamonds. Up into our crown line at age 76, you'll find a 2 of spades, a king of hearts, and a king of spades. Let's go ahead and flip our books over to age 77. In this next quadration, we're going to be looking for a 7 of hearts at the top of the deck. Picking up our cards, it's time to talk about 7. You may or may not know that 7 is probably the most spiritual number in at least the deck of cards, but 7 is a spiritual number anyway. And what I find is that people who are very materialistic or very attached to the world and possessions, relationships, situations, identity. They tend to have a rough time when a 7 comes around because of that attachment. But folks who are operating on a little bit more of a cosmic or spiritual plane, when they see those 7s come around, they actually get excited because they know that it means a spiritual transformation. Now that, or a spiritual time, that it doesn't necessarily mean that that time is going to be easy for them, but they tend to handle those 7s and those spiritual cards with a little more grace than someone who is very attached and focused on materialism. But when I think of 7, I think of the word faith. 7 is a card of faith, or it can be a card of fear. So what's interesting is the 7 sits right in the middle between the ace and the king. So it's got 1 foot in the cosmic world and 1 foot in the mundane world. So, basically 7s need to live their life in faith. They need to not worry or have depression, and that's kind of the counterpart of having faith is feeling worried, for a lack of a better word. So 7 is a little challenged with security or feeling secure because it's a card that's testing their faith, right? So ultimately what we want to see is the 7 to get out of that fear and experience freedom. So, they don't know what's going to happen. They don't know what's around the corner, right? And if you're focused on material things or the mundane world, that's where you may be having attachments and you may have a problem not knowing what's coming around the corner. But folks who operate on a more spiritual level, they know that they're going to be taken care of and everything is what it is for a reason. So, they know that the universe will take care of it. It doesn't mean that there's no action or, nothing to do on their part, but there's less fear associated with someone who is more cosmically inclined. So attachment, non-attachment is going to determine happiness or not when these 7s come up. But when you meet a 7 person, just be aware that they can manipulate you or manipulate a situation to get what they want. A 7 life path it's not an easy life path at all. It's constant challenge for these folks. So when you think of 7s, think of fear and faith. Really, 7's about faith. Okay, do we have a 7 of hearts? We sure do. Okay, let's get that laid down. And the first Mercury is a 7 of hearts, then 2 of hearts, Ace of spades, 2 of diamonds, 4 of spades, Queen of hearts, and a 5 of hearts. Moving down a row, 4 of diamonds, 9 of hearts, 7 of clubs, Jack of hearts, Ace of hearts, 6 of hearts, and an Ace of clubs. Moving over with a 4 of clubs, Jack of clubs, 10 of spades, 4 of hearts, King of diamonds, 2 of spades, and an 8 of clubs. Down a row, 3 of hearts, 8 of spades, 8 of diamonds, 2 of clubs, 5 of diamonds, 8 of hearts, and a 7 of spades. Down a row with a 9 of clubs, 10 of clubs, Jack of diamonds, Queen of clubs, 7 of diamonds, 6 of spades, and a 3 of spades. Down a row with a King of hearts, Queen of spades, 6 of diamonds, 10 of hearts, 5 of clubs, 9 of diamonds, and a 10 of diamonds. That's pretty cool. Moving down a row, 6 of clubs, Jack of spades, Queen of diamonds, 5 of spades, 3 of clubs, 3 of diamonds, and an Ace of diamonds. Up into our crown line, you'll find the King of clubs, the 9 of spades, and the King of spades. So that completes age 77. Guys, let's flip over and get to age 78. We're going to be looking for our Ace of spades in our Mercury position. And that also means it's time to talk about the number 8. The number 8, when I think of the number 8, there's one word that comes to mind, and it's the word power. So we have the 7 who was sitting in fear and faith and has moved through that process. Now they're empowered. So 8s are all about power. And whenever you have power, you do have to make sure that you use that power in your best and highest good and not abuse your power, right? So, the 8 enjoys watching their power manifest something. So they get a lot of joy out of their creation doing something, right? You know, whether it's doing something for other people or, you know, producing money or making them happy, whatever it is. They like to see their power yield some sort of result. Otherwise, really, what's the point of having all that power if nothing comes from it? So and again, their biggest challenge is not to abuse that power. It's really a lifelong thing for them. 8 is a card of transformation, of self-transformation. It's associated with Scorpio and Pluto, and so because of that, you know, they tend to have lifelong changes. You may find that 8s, you know, they're not always in the same spot because they've got these lifelong changes that they're going through because of that Pluto influence. So keep that in mind when dealing with an 8. 8s often deal with money. It may not be their own money. It may be somebody else's money that they're dealing with. And so you tend to think of them as a little, you know, a bit trustworthy. Basically they're being given power. And the question is, how are they going to deal with it? Are they going to control other people? Are they going to be sneaky and manipulative? Or are they going to use their power for the higher good, right? So do we have an Ace of Spades here? We sure as heck do. So let's go ahead and pop that in Mercury. Ace of Clubs, 2 of Clubs, Ace of Diamonds, 4 of Hearts, 9 of Clubs, and a 5 of Clubs. Well, that's interesting. Ace, ace, ace. Start to see pattern. After quadrating this deck, I'm hoping that you're starting to notice some patterns. I go quickly through these quadrations, so maybe we don't notice it, but there are patterns that are showing up in these cards if you look for them. 5 of Hearts in the next row in Venus, then a 7 of Diamonds, Jack of Spades, Jack of Hearts, 3 of Hearts, 3 of Diamonds, and a 2 of Hearts. Down a row, 6 of Hearts, 10 of Hearts, Queen of Hearts, 10 of Spades, 7 of Spades, King of Clubs, and an 8 of Clubs. Moving down to the Queen of Clubs, 6 of Clubs, 7 of Clubs, King of Hearts, 3 of Clubs, 7 of Hearts, and an 8 of Hearts. Down a row with a 6 of Diamonds, 4 of Spades, Jack of Clubs, 10 of Diamonds, 9 of Hearts, 2 of Spades, and a Jack of Diamonds. Down a row, 9 of Spades, 8 of Diamonds, 3 of Spades, 5 of Spades, 4 of Clubs, 5 of Diamonds, and a Queen of Spades. Moving down with a 2 of Diamonds, 10 of Clubs, 9 of Diamonds, 4 of Diamonds, King of Diamonds, Queen of Diamonds, and an Ace of Hearts. And then up into our crown line, at age 78, we'll find an 8 of Spades, a 6 of Spades, and a King of Spades. All right, excellent. So that was 8. Guys, we have one more quadration to do, and that's going to bring us to the number 9. Now, number 9 is kind of like a 7 in that it's one of those numbers that people can fear because it's a spiritual number. When I think of 9s, there's a few words that come to mind. Loss, grief, endings, letting go, completion, graduation. Those are all words that are associated with 9. Basically, a 9, you know, you've done 0 through 8. You're a 9 now. You've got all of that information, and now it's time to graduate and let go of everything to start something new. You know, you can't walk through the next door if you don't close the one behind you, right? And so that's what a 9 is about. A 9 is there to tell us to let go. Let it go. And so for that, it can be hard, especially again, if you're very attached or a person is very attached to their identity, money, material things, status. You know, a 9 can be very difficult because it's insisting that they let go of what they have in order to start a new cycle, right? 9s can't be avoided, by the way. So if you see a 9 coming up and you're thinking, oh, I can get around it by doing this or that, that's not how that works. 9s don't work that way. 9s pretty much, they're going to happen and that's it. So being prepared for them is one thing. Trying to get out of it just won't work, right? So with a 9, 9s can be 9 people. they're either going to be, well, they're generally givers. They like to share, they like to take care of people, but oftentimes that also makes them feel like a victim, right? So it's pretty interesting. But a lot of, nines, they identify with, being, a giver and being selfless, and then feel like a victim because of it. So it's pretty interesting. But it's really important to move out of that mundane, attached lifestyle if you're a 9, because your healing is going to be very cosmic. It's the healing work that you can do with a 9 is incredible. On the flip side, 9s are very soft and gentle people. They're very compassionate, and that's why they're givers. But sometimes that leaves them feeling like a victim, for lack of a better word. So when I think of 9, it's completions, endings, graduations. It's a very spiritual card, but I also think that it also could be a victim card. So let's see, what do we have here? We have the 2 of clubs, which is what we want to find for age 79. Excellent. Okay, guys, this is our last quadration here. So in Mercury, we've got the 2 of clubs, 2 of hearts, King of hearts, Ace of hearts, 10 of spades, 6 of diamonds, 4 of clubs. Down a row into a 5 of clubs, 9 of hearts, 10 of clubs, Jack of hearts, Queen of clubs, Queen of diamonds, and an Ace of clubs. Moving down a row, 3 of diamonds, 5 of spades, 9 of clubs, Queen of hearts, 8 of hearts, 8 of spades, and an 8 of clubs. Moving down a row, 10 of diamonds, 2 of diamonds, Jack of spades, 9 of spades, King of diamonds, Ace of spades, and a 7 of hearts. Down a row with a 3 of spades, 4 of hearts, 10 of hearts, Queen of spades, 7 of diamonds, King of clubs, and a Jack of clubs. Down a row, 6 of spades, 7 of clubs, Jack of diamonds, 4 of diamonds, 6 of hearts, 3 of clubs, and an 8 of diamonds. Moving down with an Ace of diamonds, 4 of spades, 5 of diamonds, 5 of hearts, 7 of spades, 9 of diamonds, and a 3 of hearts. Up into the crown line, you're going to find a 6 of clubs, a 2 of spades, and a King of spades. And that completes age 79. So guys, that's it. We have quadrated ages 70 through 79. Awesome job today. I sure do hope you got something out of today's session. I recognize if you're an existing student, this was nothing but a review for you. But if you're new to the science or you're still learning, hopefully this connected some of the dots for you on how we arrive at our interpretations by looking at the cards. Now, if you did get something out of this video or this series, will you do me a favor and give this video a thumbs up? And subscribe to Navigate Your Fate, because you don't want to miss anything that I'm going to be putting out in the future that pertains to the card science and readings. Now, next week is our final session, where we're going to lay out the grand solar spreads from ages 80 through 90, and then we're done. But don't worry, I will continue explaining the numbers 10 all the way through the king. That's going to leave a little bit of space. So if there's any subject you want me to cover, any questions you've got, you still do have some time to get that in for me, and I'll address it in our next video. So in the meantime, I want you to have a great week and be ready to wrap it up with me next Monday. I'll see you then.